Hey, this is Chris with Flip Houses Part-Time. I wanted to make a video about 3 ways that you can buy real estate using no money, or at least make some sort of money within real estate investing without using any of your own capital. So it is possible. We do it every single month. We're standing in a house right now that I flipped. I bought as a fixer-upper using none of my own money in buying the property, putting in money for the rehab, and now we have it in escrow with a buyer looking, probably closing escrow in about 7 to 10 days from now. So again, none of my own money has come out of my pocket to buy this property. And I just want to talk about some of the strategies that we use to make money in real estate without really needing our own capital. So everybody and their brother talks about it. Everybody's trying to get into it. But of course, the first way is wholesaling. Right, wholesaling, excuse me for my kindergarten handwriting. And I realize this is an art easel, so it might be a little shaky. So in a very quick nutshell, and I can make a further in-depth video on it, wholesaling is simply, for most of us who wholesale, we go directly to owners. So we might find people who have a vacant house, like this house was vacant, or they might be in pre-foreclosure, they might be in tax default or something like that, or probate. And we normally go directly to those homeowners. And, of course, the most important thing, we build relationship and rapport with them. But also our goal is to negotiate to a price, to a purchase price less than what we know cash buyers are going to pay. So if we know, for instance, if I think cash buyers are going to pay $100,000 for this house here, then I might want to try to pick up that house anywhere from $80,000 to $90,000, right? So, in a nutshell, let's say I picked up this house for $90,000. I know a cash buyer, either full cash, private money, hard money, line of credit, we just call them all cash buyers, but they don't have to be strictly cash. Let's say they would pay $100,000 for this house. Right, so here's my price, and this is the investor. Right, the difference between that is $10,000. Not 10,000. Yeah, right. So $10,000, right? This is what I would essentially put in my pocket because I'm going to assign my $90,000 contract over to the cash buyer for a $10,000 fee. So that investor's technically paying 90 plus 10, but they're ultimately going to pay $100,000, right? So because I'm assigning my interest, I'm not actually closing escrow on the property. I don't have closing costs, holding costs, transfer taxes, property taxes, anything like that. Right, so I'm gonna walk away with that $10,000, and if I got it for $50,000 or $60,000, then I could walk away with $40,000 or $50,000, right? And we do that, we do a couple $40,000, $50,000 to $60,000 deals a year, but our typical deal is probably about 15, 16. That's our average here. So in a very quick nutshell, that's wholesaling. A lot of wholesalers also close escrow on the property, right? So they might double close where they pay 90 and they turn around and they sell it for 100. Or they buy it for 60, turn around, put it on the MLS and get a cash offer, 100, 110, something like that. The second way, like I said, I can't spell today, right? Fix and flip. That's the house we're in right now. How I did this is I bought it for $95,000. Actually, it's my in-the-office agent or acquisitions assistant. It was through his cold call campaign, and he met the seller here, made an offer. And how I did this was then I paid him a $2,000 fee, basically a commission for negotiating the deal. And again, it was my lead. I paid myself a $2,000 fee so that when I closed escrow, I could get paid a little bit. And then, there were points and interest and some stuff, closing costs and stuff we paid up front. But how I did it is my first deed of trust, right? We'll just call it our first DOD, was for $101,000, right? So I had a private money investor come in and give me $101,000 for buying a $95,000 house, right? So that covered, there's actually 1 point, so 1% I think it's $1,100 or something. That 101 covered that point. It covered my acquisitions fee, covered my fee, it covered closing costs. So I was able to get a $101,000 loan for $0 out of pocket, right? And I actually didn't pay any marketing costs for this. It was a free lead. It was a cold call. I didn't have to pay anything out of pocket, right? And then on the flip side, I had another investor, we'll just call it a second, it's not recorded, but they gave me about $45K for the repairs, right? So repairs and holding costs. So again, I didn't have to pay to have this beautiful kitchen put in. I didn't have to pay to have the HVAC. I'm not paying any monthly interest. So this all interest is accrued and it's paid at the end. I think my total interest right now is about $5,000 or $6,000 that will be taken out of my proceeds when we close escrow in hopefully 10 days or so, right? But on this second, it's basically a silent second. There's no monthly payments on this either. I'm paying all the interest when we close escrow. But again, $101,000 up front, 45 on the back end. And this is how, we sold. We're in escrow for $190,000 right now. So, minus all those closing cost commissions and all that, and then all the interest and holding costs. You can do the math. I don't feel like doing the math right now. It's just a real quick video, but this is how we're able to do fix and flips, again, using none of our own money, none of our own credit, none of our own capital. Oftentimes there are marketing costs with getting deals, but we're not having to come out of pocket thousands of dollars to get one deal. Our average cost to deal is probably just under $1,000 right now, maybe about $700, $800. But yeah, so we have wholesaling, we have fix and flipping. Okay, sorry for my chicken scratch, but rentals. You can buy rental properties using none of your own money, none of your own credit. So really the exact same way that we do fix and flips, you can do that for rentals, which I don't have rentals. I don't know why. I've been doing this for years, but finally in a place where I'm actively looking for rentals. And for me, I prefer 2 units and up, but you can buy it in the same way, right? You can get private money to purchase the property, or you can get hard money, you can get a line of credit, even bank financing. If there's a bank that's gonna maybe they're gonna do 80% LTV or something like that, you can get someone on the back end to give you your down payment and your repair costs, right? So the best way to do this is what they call BRRRR, and that is BRRRR, I think, right? So there's buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and then repeat, right? So say on this house right here, if I got a private investor to give me $101,000 on the front end, 45 on the back, I probably wouldn't have put 45 into this to make it rent ready, but let's just say hypothetically, round it up, say I'm in it for 150 using none of my own money, right? So here I'm rehabbing it. I turn around and I rent it for $1,300 or something like that, right? So I'm gonna rent it, and then I use traditional bank financing or like asset-based financing. Maybe it's gonna be 4.5% interest, something like that. So let's say my payments are now at $1,000 or something like that. So I'm gonna refinance that out, and then now my investors are being paid back. So I'm gonna take their capital and I'm gonna go buy something else. I'm gonna repeat it, right? Buy, rehab, rent, refi, repeat, right? Just keep doing it over and over and over again until you build a portfolio. You can do one a year, one a month, one a week, whatever you wanna do, right? So we've been doing this. I've been doing this for 9 years, just been doing more fix and flips this year. I think I have, I own 2 right now. I think I have 3 or 4 in escrow that we're buying. And then finally looking to add rentals as well. But in a very quick nutshell, this is how you invest in real estate using none of your own money. You can wholesale/wholetail, you can fix and flip, and you can buy rentals as well. Again, you don't have to have your own money out of pocket. You don't have to use your credit or really, none of these are even personal loans. I don't take it against my name. It's not against my LLC. It's actually against the property, right? So this is asset-based financing. You can refi into asset-based financing. Never has to go against yourself. But yeah, in a quick nutshell, like I said, that's how you invest in real estate using none of your own money. Please subscribe, like it, share it. If you have any questions, drop a comment and I'll try to answer. Take care. And if you're thinking about investing in real estate, just do it. Stop thinking and just do it. And I hope you go buy a house today. I'll see you later.